welcome back to another stream. So before we do get in to today's stream, I just want to apologise for yesterday's stream. I come in yesterday, set up a stream. My phone was on charge, but the battery percent was quite low. But I took a risk and a chance, and it was getting quite late. So I thought if I waited for my phone to charge up, it'd just be even later and later. So I took a chance and streamed, and I think the phone overpowered the actual battery percentage. So even though it was charging because it was that low, it just wasn't powerful. Phone trying to handle the stream, and all of that was just overpowering the phone trying to charge. So the phone was still losing battery percent, and sadly, the phone died midway through the stream. But what annoys me about that, I just want to bring it up in the stream about YouTube. So, say for example, this has happened to me on two occasions. So, the other week I was streaming, and I'd got about 5 minutes into the stream, and I got a phone call. So I answered the phone, and it obviously stopped the stream. And even though that happened, the stream still uploaded to my YouTube. And the same yesterday. So I streamed yesterday, and about halfway through the stream, my phone ran out of battery. So it obviously cut the stream, and the stream stopped. But what annoys me is the stream still uploaded to YouTube. Now, usually, like, say if you do a full stream and everything goes well and you end the stream, it'll give you the option on whether you want to post the stream or not. So if you want the stream to stay on your channel, or if you wanted the stream just to be live at the time and then just to disappear. It just, you can choose, you can have that option. And what annoys me is obviously, like, I know YouTube itself isn't going to register that your phone's died, it's just going to know that a stream's corrupted. But in my opinion, I don't think the stream on YouTube. Like, I think, like, for whatever reason, if you don't physically click that option to have your stream on YouTube, it shouldn't go on. But it did. So sadly, there was like half of a stream that got uploaded to YouTube. So like when it wasn't live, people could then still watch it, and it would have just cut off. So I do apologize about that. I have deleted it now, and the topic of that stream will be re-going over that because it was about my next booking. But what I wanted to do today is I wanted to make a stream about the Bounce Heaven digital store. And I just want to sort of like promote this a little bit. Not that it really needs promotion because it does well, trust me. But it's something that I have really been enjoying recently. And I think some of you guys might enjoy it as well if you are into your bounce and your donk music. So there's a label called Bounce Heaven. I'm not sure if it's Andy Whitby who runs it or not. But anyway, there's a label called Bounce Heaven, and every Monday on this label they release like new tracks. So every Monday there's new tunes that come out on this label, and they've got a YouTube channel, Bounce Heaven, and they put like promos of all their tracks up, so like you can have a little listen to, almost like a radio version, like a sample basically of the tune on YouTube, and there'll be like a link in the description, and it'll take you over to the Bounce Heaven digital store. And the on there it's just like it's like a music store, so you can go there, you can buy tracks basically, and you can search artists, and you can just see what's genuinely on the store. Now, more recently, since having a few bookings with Bounce to Your Drop and doing some hard house and doing some bounce things, I've really got back into my bounce and my donk. So I've been checking this store out, and they've been putting nothing but bangers on this store, and it's good for me because the thing that I like about the bounce is there's so many good tracks on there that you maybe won't necessarily get heard like remixed as a hardcore tune, because some of the tunes, like the vocals won't sound good speeded up to like 170, but speeded up to 150 some of them will work, and they work well as a bounce tune. And there's some really good producers bringing out some really good bangers. There's some remixes, there's some mashup mixes, there's some exclusives, and the whole website itself is just doing really well for itself, and with it being my birthday this week, for those of you who didn't or did not know, my birthday was actually on Wednesday, and I got some money through in some birthday cards. Well, it just actually just got put into my bank instead of, because the birthday cards came to my nan's address, you see. So rather than trying to send a load of cards through the post with money in, things can go missing in post and stuff. So they actually just put the money into my bank, sort of opened the cards, took the money out, resealed them back up, and sent them. So anyway, so I thought, well, I'm gonna, there's some tunes on this store that I've been wanting for a while. So I thought, I'm just gonna get myself a couple of them, and so I decided to. And like I say, the store itself is just incredible. And there's like, even now, I bought some tunes off of it just a couple of days ago, but there's loads of tunes on there that even now, like, there's loads that I still would like. And then the cool thing about it is that, like, they bring more out every Monday. So whatever you want sometimes just gets shoved right down the list, because then there's even more that you want. And it's just an absolutely amazing store, and it's worth it in my opinion. Now, it's a bit more expensive than, say, if you went on to Beatport and bought like a hardcore tune, but the quality of some of these bounce tunes, I think, are just banging. And they just, a lot of them have that real happy feel to them. A lot of them are just, really doing it for me at the moment. And a lot of things that has not necessarily put me off hardcore, like I still love my hardcore, but I've kind of like gone and sort of like started experimenting with other genres. But with the hardcore, there was a lot of these like real sort of euphoric hardcore songs coming out, but some of the breakdowns were sounding a little bit like a depressing tune. And like the one got shared today, it was a guy who had done a song, and he posted it was an hardcore tune, and literally the tune, like the vocal had like really got to him, and it really meant something to him. And the vocal was a really good cracking vocal, do not get me wrong, but in my opinion, hardcore has never been about giving you that kind of feeling. For me, hardcore has always been like a happy, jumpy, ravey kind of genre, and suddenly you've got these really long euphoric breakdowns, you've got these guitars and these real like sad pianos coming in, and someone singing their heart out that changes into this euphoric melody that drops into a hardcore tune. But to me, it's not hardcore. To me, it doesn't feel like hardcore. I like the happy tunes. The old Squad E tunes were a lot more clubby and just a lot more happy. There wasn't as sort of like euphoric and sad. There wasn't somebody like singing about how they felt as such, but or if there was, it was just made to sound more sort of clubby. And there's a lot of tunes now in hardcore where you'll have these like euphoric pianos and these euphoric guitars. You'll have these guitars playing, and it'll almost just sound like you're listening to a song that's supposed to mean something and you're supposed to understand the message. Whereas I've always sort of pictured hardcore as something that it makes you happy, and you just you rave along to it. And I wasn't really finding anything in hardcore that was really interesting me. There was like remixes that wasn't really doing it for me, or it was just remixes of like old hardcore tunes as well that have already been done. So I was getting a little bit bored, and then when I come across the Bounce Heaven store, there was like I'm hearing tunes on there that I've not even ever heard being remixed before, as well as some that I have heard, but there was some that I've never heard. Like there was a guy called Terminal. He's done a remix of We Are Alive, and it's a remix of an old Paul Van Dyke tune. It was one of my favourite Paul Van Dyke tunes, and I've never, like in recent times that I know of heard a remix of that tune. And it was so magical to hear it, and it sounded so good. And there's another guy, I think it's the same guy, believe it or not. He put a sample up on Facebook of a tune that he's actually working on, and it was called Forgiven. So I thought I'll give it a listen. I wasn't sure what it was, and then I realised what it was. And again, it was another old trance tune. It's a tune called "I Feel Love Forgiven," and it's by the Space Brothers. And it's a really old euphoric trance tune that just sounds wicked. And he's done like a little bounce take on it, and it just sounds wicked. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. And just some of these tunes, like I've never heard them. That Space Brothers, I've never heard it being remixed. I've heard it in a mashup before, but I've never heard someone like do a bounce take or like a bounce remix on it. And there's another tune that a friend of mine's doing. He's doing a bounce version of Paffendorf Be Cool, and he's just put a sample out today. And these tunes are just blowing me away. They're just sounding so good, and they're tunes that you don't constantly hear remixed all the time, so it sounds fresh. Whereas like Shooting Star and stuff like that, you always hear that getting remixed, and the same with other tunes. So the Bounce Heaven store is just doing it for me. They've got some absolute bangers on there, and they've done some really good sort of like. They've done some good exclusives and some good mashups in hard dance bounce, hard bounce. So all I really wanted to make the stream for was just to say go and check out www.bounceheavendigital.com and just have a listen. If not, go on YouTube and search Bounce Heaven. Listen to some of them promos and previews of what they've got coming up or tunes that are already out. You can click the link to the store and just have a listen, because it's a really good store. And I'm a supporter of everything, so if I like something, I like people to know that I like something. And maybe there's somebody out there that's into bounce, or maybe mixes a bit of bounce, listens to a bounce, but maybe didn't necessarily really know what this store was about. Or you might go on there and you might find that one of your favorite songs has been remixed. So go and check it out. Because I love it. Like I say, I've had a couple of songs off there this week. One of them I had was by Hashem. It's called "You've Got My Lizard," and it's got about 4 different tunes in one track, and it just sounds so wicked. So they've taken the Charisma, "Let Me Show You." They've got the vocals from that. They've got the little melody sound, which is from Sandy B, "Make the World Go Round." They've taken a piano melody from K-Class, "Let Me Show You." Sounds wicked and fresh. They've got the vocals from Candy Staton, "You've Got the Love." And then they've got a euphoric breakdown of Maruo Picato's "Lizard." And it's like a mashup of it's like a mashup of the 4 songs. But it just works and it fits so well. And it's just amazing. So I just wanted to make this stream just to say go and check this store out. If you've not checked it out before, www.bounceheavendigital.com. Go on YouTube, Bounce Heaven. You can listen to the Bounce Heaven podcasts on there as well, and you'll hear a lot of the upcoming, forthcoming and released stuff from that label in the podcasts as well. And if you are at any bounce nights and you hear Andy Whitby's set, you'll probably hear some tunes that will get released on there or that have been released on there. So, just make sure you go and check it out. So that's going to do it for this stream. It wasn't a long stream. I just wanted to promote this store and just let you guys know about this store if you didn't know about it, because I know about it and I love it. And I think it's worth checking out, so I thought I'd let you people know about it if you didn't know about it. If you are into your bounce, I'll be surprised if you don't know about it, or maybe you've just never really checked it out, or maybe you've just not been on a sort of like buying tunes for a while. But it's a good store, so definitely check it out and get some bangers off there. So like, comment, subscribe, share. We'll see you next time.